Hello and welcome to BusyWorksBeats.com. Today I have a new video for you on how to make TikTok mashups, remixes, and how to be a DJ slash producer about it. Now, if you're new here, I'm Game from BusyWorksBeats.com. We've trained over 700,000 producers around the world. Some have gone to work with Drake, Kanye West, Post Malone, Ariana Grande, YG, Ray Sherman, French Montana, NBA Youngboy, and a bunch of other people that I'm forgetting about. A lot of artists on the Billboard charts. So I need you to subscribe because we have music production tutorials for you. Now, if you're new here and you just want to do the quick thing about how to remix and make mashups for TikTok and you don't want to be a producer, that's fine. I'll show you the stuff first. And then for the hardcore producers who want to learn how to do this and make beats around this stuff, I'll show you how to do that second. So let's take care of the people who are new here. The first thing, you just need to drag a song, literally just drag your WAV file into FL Studio right inside of the playlist. Now over here, you have what's called the audio clips tab, and then this thing called stretch. Just turn that on or hit Shift M. Okay, so once you have it dragged into the playlist, all you got to do is just go zoom out with your mouse wheel and left click the edges and just drag it out. So go to song mode, hit spacebar and hit play, which is your spacebar. So it slowed down the original song. The original song goes like this. Actually, this is not the original. I stretched it. So we're listening to the stretch version. Let's open up the original. I should have had this mapped out, but believe you me that we stretched it. So let's go to, which folder is this in? I should have this prepared. So forgive me, y'all. Smash the like button in the meantime. It'll help my brain cells figure out where this record, here it is. Okay. Here's the original. Okay, so that's the original from tracklib.com. And all I did was just drag the edges. So now it's called time stretching. So now it sounds slower. Similar to how we have slow-mo, like how we have slow-mo in video editing programs. This is basically like slow-mo. And the goal is just to get it to where it sounds like from this, I'll take my time, to like, I'll take my time. You want to pitch it, you want to drag it until it's pitched down like that. And that's all you got to do. So for all the people who are just trying to do it real quick, that's how you do it. So now I'm going to get into the producer stuff, like the more higher level stuff. Not saying that everybody's not prepared for this, but it takes work and it takes time and all this. So this is for people who want to make remixes for TikTok specifically. We're going to cut out the parts of your sample that you like. So different parts of the sample, you could grab your slice tool, hit Shift Alt, and then make these vertical slices and just chop out parts of the song that you like. Okay, now I've already done this hard work, so we don't have to watch me do the meticulous work. And now we're going to hear those three chops. Okay, so I'm going to loop these two together, and then this first one is going to intro the loop. Okay, so here the quick way to do it is go to your top left. Make sure your chops are chopped to the timing. So for example, I can count to the beat. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so it's perfectly timed. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then it repeats. Okay, so you have to slice with the proper timing. Every sample is different. Let's go to the top left. Let's go to channel settings. Let's go to mode. And actually, I'm going to show you a shortcut. Let's go to tools and let's go to macros and then switch all audio clips to real time stretching. Hit OK. So that basically puts it on stretch mode for each one of these so that it will keep its pitch whenever you change the tempo. Now go to the top left of each of your samples, go to channel settings, and then this time knob, if you just left click and drag, it will lock into the nearest bar. So you see in the top left, it gives you the bar value. Okay, so 2 bars, because it's a 1 bar sample, but yeah, technically. But we're trying to get that slow feel, so we're gonna drag it to 2 bars. Go to channel settings, time, drag it to 2 bars. And then the same thing on that last sample, drag it to 2 bars. So now everything is 2 bars even. So this part, I'm gonna separate so you can visually see what's going on. We're just gonna repeat this over and over again. So you hit Control to highlight, left click, and hit Shift to drag and copy and paste. Now you could just do that and not have to do anything, But as a producer, you generally want to make like a remix type. So you highlight all this stuff in your channel rack, right click on mixer channel 1, go to channel routing, route to this track. My tongue is getting super twisted. Okay, so what we're gonna do here is have all these together. Now I meant to separate the first one, so let's hit Control L or Command L if you're on Mac. Okay, now we need some drums, so we gotta add some drums underneath. I'm gonna quickly make a beat. We're not gonna sit here and make a beat for 30 minutes. We could, but I just don't think that's a good use of time. So I'm gonna quickly throw in sounds here. Let's add our claps, Drake. And what else do we need? Okay, and we need a hi-hat. There we go. So we have hi-hats, we have rim. Did I get the 808? I forgot the 808. Now, depending on your track, you may or may not need the 808. You just probably need a kick. Okay, so again, there's a lot of ways to do this. Let's highlight all these sounds, hit Control L. Okay, let's delete this one. Now, for example, again, I don't have enough time to show you everything about everything. We're gonna open up a reverb aux. And let's pull up any reverb that you want. I'm just gonna pull up the Valhalla Vintage Verb. Let's cut out the lows, make it shorter. Okay, so now I'm gonna send the samples on channel 2 over to the reverb, okay? And I'm also gonna add a low pass filter. So let's open up Parametric EQ2 and cut out the highs. Using the high shelf, just left click and drag this down. Somehow these are routed to the wrong track. Let's fix this. Okay, oh, I did it in reverse. I meant to do it the other way around. So 2, 2, and 1. So the reason I'm adding a filter here is so that when you have a vocalist or somebody get on this track, they can get on top of the track as opposed to the original track being too bright. Also, you can get rid of the lows. So I'm going to copy this over. I know I'm moving a little quickly here, but this is not mandatory for your sample. We're going to drag that over. Now on the EQ here, we're going to right click and reset this so it goes back to normal. You can add a compressor to get rid of that snare. But I don't want to make this 3,000 years long. So now we're going to go to our pattern mode, and let's go over to the patterns and drag pattern 1 into the playlist. And then we're going to create a drum pattern underneath this beat. Okay, so again, I'm going to give you the kind of cookie cutter way to do it. You can take it and make it exotic if you want. So now let's add a kick. So remember, we're in slowed down double time, so the snare's not going to go on the 2 and the 4. And if you don't know what that is, turn on the metronome and count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So the snare goes on the 3 and the 7 count. Okay, we could just drag the hi-hats out like that. Let's go to the hi-hat. Let's turn up time shift. What a lot of people don't do is they don't delay their snares. So you can go to your clap, go to the wrench tool, turn up time shift. A lot of people don't use that technique. It's really good for R&B. Try to follow the bass. If you listen to the bass, it goes boom, dun, boom, boom. Try to follow the bass. So it goes boom at the end. So let's make unique and just add that extra kick in there. Tap, boom, 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 boom. So just repeat those two. So highlight these, hit shift, drag it out, and just make it your own. So at this point, it's about your creativity. Let's send the clap to the reverb. Now, if you want more of a Drake vibe, let's add a low pass filter to our hi-hat. If you want to filter more out, just pull this down. again, the cool part is you can up the tempo or the BPM because we have that time feature. So if you want to crank it up a little bit. I don't know if an 808 would fit on here, probably overkill, but we can see. You could add an 808, it's not gonna do it. Reverb is your key here. Reverb for the hi-hats, snares. This gives it that 90s vibe if you're going for this type of sample. So that snare is really jumping out. So what you could do is add like a limiter to get rid of that. And again, I don't want to get too deep into mixing because then we could easily spend an hour on this. But the limiter, if you just pull the threshold down with the out ceiling, you could just cut off that transient. So now you don't have their snare competing with your snare. The hi-hat needs to be pitched down. Again, the goal is to make your track feel slowed down too. We could even pitch down the claps. Okay, so let's play it from the beginning. So you could do a better transition like the, you could do that. There's a gazillion ways you could do it. You could do pitch down effects. I don't want to get, again, too deep into your style, but I want to keep this video tight. So please like the video. Thank you for watching. And yeah, subscribe if you're new. It's GameFromBusyWorksBeats.com. Peace.